I am Harriet Tinker, and here are this week's top stories that we have for you. Alberta's multicultural communities are disproportionately affected by COVID-19. Meet Lola and Natasha, AC Awards 2020 Professionals of the Year. Recruitment opportunities for Edmontonians to serve on agencies, boards, committees, and commissions where multicultural communities are poorly represented. Edmonton Police Chief says hate is not acceptable in Edmonton while wishing everyone the best for the holidays. Now, the news in detail with Rhea Sampella.
Welcome to Diversity TV Community Newscast. My name is Rhea Sampella, and I'll be your host today together with Harriet Tinker. We begin this newscast in Calgary. It's now easier to support local Calgary businesses with curbside pickup or delivery. In partnership with Calgary Parking Authority, the City of Calgary is providing 15 minutes of free on-street parking in Calgary's business improvement areas and business revitalization zones until January the 31st. Start a session using the MyParking app. Call, park, or text park. You can also register our ParkPlus pay machine. Learn more at calgaryparking.com. Despite COVID-19, the holiday spirit of Christmas is alive and well in Calgary's communities. The City of Calgary unanimously signs a notice of motion asking the province to have Santa Claus and his reindeer declared as an essential service. Multicultural communities have been disproportionately affected by COVID-19 across the world, mainly because these communities are on the front lines doing the dangerous jobs, readily in contact with the virus or sick people. These multicultural communities have no government support to enable them to tackle the virus, and strategies to educate them about the virus are at best non-existent and at worst just empty words. After the worsening COVID-19 situations in multicultural communities in Alberta Health says they have identified 11 communities, mainly in the 118th Avenue area of Edmonton: Abbottsfield, Castle Downs, Eastwood, Jasper Place, Millwoods West, Northeast, Northgate, Woodcroft East, and Woodcroft West, and in the Calgary area, Lower Northeast and Upper Northeast. This week, Alberta Premier Kenney made the announcement of new programs and support that will be available to residents in these highest COVID-19 communities, such as self-isolation hotels and financial aid. Individuals in this area who test positive for COVID-19 will be eligible for a free-of-charge hotel room stay of 14 days, complete with culturally appropriate food. These individuals will also be eligible for temporary financial aid in the amount of $625 when they have completed their self-isolation. COVID care teams, community-led outreach programs will provide on-the-ground supports and interventions to limit the spread of the virus with masks, sanitizers, and information in multiple languages will be delivered.
Alberta's government will be offering care packages with masks, hand sanitizer, and relevant information delivered by those community care teams. We'll be ensuring that folks are aware on the ground of social supports, like, for example, the Canada Recovery Sickness Benefit, will help individuals who may be sick to apply for and access this and get access to this and other income support programs. And this may be with families who have significant English language barriers, who perhaps don't have computers at home to do online applications, or may need help navigating through the bureaucratic process to access programs like that, which will help them, if necessary, stay home. A critical part of this community care initiative will be a massive expansion of free self-isolation housing support. As a result, Alberta now has 16 self-isolation hotels ready for those who need them. There are 6 in Calgary and 9 in Edmonton, with 1 up in Peace River. Currently, the maximum capacity in Calgary for the self-isolation hotel rooms is 791, and it's over 1,300 in Edmonton. We're procuring additional hotel spaces in the two big cities, as well as Fort McMurray and Red Deer. If there is sufficient demand, we'll expand the program even further. These hotel accommodations will provide culturally appropriate meals. We've worked with the providers, the contractors, to accommodate dietary and religious restrictions, but are also working with community organizations for meal drop-offs.
In Edmonton, Mayor Iveson condemns two racially motivated attacks on our fellow Edmontonians in under a week. The assailants targeted hijab-wearing women of color is unacceptable, and I condemn these assaults in the strongest terms, he said. Over and over again, Edmontonians have demonstrated their welcome and generosity to newcomers from around the world, the mayor added. This week, we're celebrating two top professionals, Lola and Natasha, SC Awards 2020 Professionals of the Year.
I'm honored. I'm truly honored and grateful to be here today to accept this award, Professional of the Year. It means a lot to me. I just first and foremost want to thank God for creating me and for the ability to walk in my purpose, because that's what I'm doing every day, walking in my purpose. And a big part of what I do, as you know, is inspiring, motivating, and empowering men and women to accomplish their goals and their dreams. And I do that through coaching, through speaking, and consulting.
One thing I would like to share is, as you're living, don't just live, find a purpose for living. Don't just exist, find your purpose. So as your day-to-day counts, you're not just living, paying bills, but you're living to make a difference.
There's color and beauty in the horizon this holidays. A colorful, eye-catching men tie set would not be a bad idea for a present this holidays. A handcrafted African wax print or Ankara. A high-quality set of tie, bow tie, and pocket square to complement an outfit. The set comes elegantly wrapped with a bow, which makes it a perfect gift for this holiday season. A beautiful present for the holidays. For more information, please go to kynapparel.ca. Our diversity profile for this week is inspirational story of Alberta movie producer Kathryn Fasegha, breaking into mainstream cinemas with her upcoming movies, 2 weeks in Lagos.
Hey guys, my name is Kathryn Fasegha. I'm a filmmaker. And today I just want to talk to you about some of the initiatives that I have going on. First, I would like to talk to you about my new film, 2 Weeks in Lagos. 2 Weeks in Lagos, we shot in the city of Lagos, actually. And we released it last year at the Cannes Film Festival. That was where it premiered, and it has premiered in New York and in Los Angeles, and it's going to open in Lagos on April 2nd, and it will come to Calgary through Landmark Cinemas. Landmark Cinemas will be releasing it in Calgary next year also, after the Lagos release. But I just really wanted to tell you about that and saying, just watch out for it. We're so proud of 2 weeks in Lagos and what we've been able to do with it.
Coronavirus Project Cool Times. Eric and Caesar share their business journey in this period of COVID-19.
How has COVID impacted your business in these times?
It did impact us as a second-hand impact, I believe, because when everything started, we took on the task of calling every single one of our clients and check how they were doing. Our business is online, so we can really support them to broadcast their message in there. But since all the restrictions were in place, a lot of them didn't even know where to begin. So we started offering stop payments for a lot of them to make sure they had to go by after all the regulations were in place.
Okay. Have you had any help or support during this time right now?
Not really. We were we didn't qualify for any of the support that the government did, but we encourage our clients to go and seek for those benefits. Um, Unfortunately, we didn't see any of that.
Recruitment opportunities for Edmontonians to serve on agencies, boards, committees, and commissions. Multicultural communities are not represented on these boards because they do not know how to get on them. Board members provide direction and make decisions that impact Edmontonians and help shape our city. Anyone interested in municipal government and shaping Edmonton's future can join a City of Edmonton Civic Board. Learn more about which boards are looking for new members and apply at edmonton.ca/boards.
In an interview with Diversity Magazine on December 16th on Zoom, Edmonton Police Chief Dale McPhee says hate is not acceptable in Edmonton in response to 2 racially motivated attacks on our fellow Edmontonians in under a week. The police chief said Edmonton recorded 59 hate crimes in 2020, an increase by 2 from 2019. While wishing everyone the best for the holidays, the chief was satisfied with the ongoing community engagement sessions with multicultural communities to improve policing of multicultural communities in Edmonton. The Edmonton police chief added that close to 2,000 visits were recorded on their community engagement website, and most of the communities have been helpful during the engagement sessions. The chief looks forward to education, community safety, and well-being in the near future. In Diversity TV International News, 2 new pharaohs have changed the constitution, run for controversial 3rd presidential terms, and sworn in as presidents this week in 2 African countries. Alpha Condé and Alassane Dramane Ouattara have both been sworn in this week after controversial 3rd terms as Guinea and Ivory Coast presidents, respectively, after changing their countries' constitutions. They both run for 3rd presidential terms. On a related development, President Nana Akufo-Addo of Ghana wins re-election. Welcome to this week's Community Chit Chat with your 2 hosts, Harriet Tinka and Raya Sampala. This week we have a lot of different topics for you. We're going to talk about COVID-19. We'll also talk about the vaccine. We'll talk about a new movie coming out.
By Kathryn Fasegha, yes.
So, with COVID-19 restrictions that went into effect last week, nail salons are closed and everything. The Premier was really focusing on mostly multicultural communities that were really affected by COVID-19.
Yes, he mentioned places like Jasper Place. I believe there's a few other ones in the northeast of Edmonton, of course, as well as Calgary. And what he's really emphasizing is when anybody gets quite sick, because most people don't have an extra room to really isolate. So what he recommended is they will go to the hotel and isolate for about 14 days, which is great because you don't want to be affecting your parents or your family when you have COVID-19. So this is a really good way to separate yourself from everybody else when you're ill.
And also we have the awards.
Yes. So this week I was quite actually honored to be presenting an award to Lola, who was a Professional of the Year. And she is so talented, this lady. She's so inspiring. She's a nurse and she's also an author. she's done so much in the community, and she's also one of those essential workers who everybody kind of calls to whenever they have a question.
Yeah.
So I was able to ask her some tips on how to also protect myself from the COVID. I mean, of course, we all know what we should do: wash our hands, wear masks, all those basic things.
And what did she say? What are the tips that she gave you?
Basically, she said what everybody else keeps saying, you know, wash your hands, cover your face with a mask, and always make sure that you know, the whole 6 feet, 2 meters.
We have a
in the
new
protocol.
Going to the movie, and then we have a new movie coming in town. 2 weeks in Lagos.
Yeah, that's the movie now. The producer, who actually a few years ago, I believe it was in 2015, she came to Canada and she had a movie called Treasurer's Hat, and the movie is outstanding.
Yeah, and I heard there's
Now-
a part 2 coming out.
Yeah, there is. I don't know the
Yeah.
name. She hasn't really brought it up, but the movie, it was great. So I can't wait to see this one, and it's
Yeah.
going mainstream.
And it's called 2 weeks in Lagos.
Yeah.
For anyone who's interested in
So
watching
it'll be
it.
exciting. It'll be exciting
Yeah.
to go see it, because I know once the movies are open for everybody to go see, I think I'm going to be the first person to go see this movie, because not only do I want to support her, but I also want to get out there and actually see a movie. It's been a while.
Yeah, and I think people are going to be doing drive-through movies. I think those are
That's
coming back.
yeah,
now,
like
'cause,
old school.
Yeah, because like you can't. I don't think anyone is going to the cinemas.
No, not right now. I think after COVID-19, when they loosen up the restrictions, a lot of us would be excited to do the things we used to do, bringing back our old normal back.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll ever go back to the old normal.
Oh no, I'm
Yeah.
being. We have to be optimistic. It'll be here. We just have to be patient, because what we're going through right now is just a transition.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll be back to normal one of these days.
You know, a lot of people are saying that this COVID-19, as bad as it is, has really opened many people's minds, because now some people are like, oh, I don't like the commute to work. Now it's cut off, and some people don't want to go back to the office
yeah,
after all this is done. So it's going to be really interesting to see how.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I agree, because most people, like I talked to a few of my friends who used to drive to the office back and forth. They said the commute is great. All they have to do is walk downstairs, and there's the office. But of course, you have to be very disciplined, because if you are working at home, there's so many distractions.
Yeah.
It's easy to just say, well, I'll start working at a certain time. But you have to be very disciplined. And also COVID-19 has allowed a lot of us to be very innovative and just be creative in what we do, which is great. I mean, there's some pros and there's some cons.
Yeah, there's definitely cons, because it's a very serious virus that's really affecting many people's lives around the world
Yeah, you
right
bet.
now.
Yeah.
So we also have the new for fashion this week.
Yes, there's a lot of fashion. This time we're targeting men, and our listeners will be excited to see what the new fashion is. It's a set, men's tie, bow tie. There's so many exciting colors, something that you definitely want to see under the tree, especially if you have that man in your life who really likes fashion. Or who knows? One of the listeners might find something under the tree from our Fashion of the Week recipient this week.
Yeah, so everyone, we hope you have a good Christmas, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, have a great weekend. So make sure that you subscribe so that you are the first to listen to the news as it comes. We're on Facebook, LinkedIn, and
We're also on Twitter, Instagram. We have also a website that you can find on our Facebook. And
Yes.
we'll see you next week.
See you, everybody. Have a great week.